So actually a lot of the ideas for the little tips that I do come from Facebook, and Jeff Olson is a guy that said, you know, seems like something pretty basic, but it's important stuff. He's, Pete, what kind of leaders do you use? There's quite a few different options. There's obviously 7-strand and some different things. There's titanium wire, there's straight wire, there's blah, 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 and there's fluorocarbon. I mainly prefer fluorocarbon for a lot of reasons. So basically it's fluorocarbon, fluorocarbon, fluorocarbon for trolling, casting, and everything. My only exception that I'll show you first is any lure that I feel like, and this can be some jerk baits in some cases, but in a lot of cases crankbaits too, that I really want to twitch and get super erratic action on them. And again, this is something that you should go out on the water and test. Some baits, it's not going to make any difference. Comparatively, if you don't get more erratic action, I would go with fluorocarbon, because fluorocarbon is overall better. But a straight wire leader, in a lot of cases, you will get more. When with this particular lure is one of those examples. I see a lot more side-to-side travel when I'm really twitching that bait and I'm trying to get that erratic wounded action. Now, other than that, basically, it's you know, it's all fluorocarbon for a lot of reasons. The one big reason, of course, is visibility. Fluorocarbon, the fish can't see as much, so especially when you're in clear water, it can be more important, it can be more advantageous. It's actually abrasion resistance in a lot of cases. You don't have to worry about, like you do with wire or titanium in some cases. You may be overusing it, and you may have possibly pushed it too far to the point where it might break on you, but it's not really obvious. The fluorocarbon, the Seagar is amazing. The Seagar AbraseX that I use is unbelievable. You can just about use it forever, but if there are weaknesses, you're going to at least see them. You'll know it's time to change that leader material. And you can have a standard leader that's just built, normal length, manufacturer, you can buy them. But the other thing you can do is, I use 130 pound mainly in the Seagar AbraseX. And if you want to go with a longer leader casting, what you can do, this is a 130 pound test here, and I've got this tied right to my my thread lock, my 80 pound thread lock casting line, Seagar thread lock, with a reverse Albright knot that'll pass right through these guides. So now if I've got super clear water, this can be advantageous with casting too. The other thing is, when you're night fishing, you'll hear this knot click. When you're coming in, you'll know that lure's close, so you know when to start your figure 8 if you're night fishing. And then in general, what I do with my trolling rods, I'm running 8-foot leaders essentially that I do on my own, and that way I've got that big long visibility factor thing where it's essentially invisible in between the swivel and the lure. And then in all cases, if the fish are rolling, which they tend to do a lot in the fall, the fluorocarbon is much better on the fish. Doesn't wipe off any slime, doesn't rip scales. Unlike the straight wire, which can be a problem even in the mouth, the flaps a lot of times that can cut. It doesn't cut, it doesn't rip, and it doesn't remove slime. So overall, it's actually better for the fish as well.